Today we're going to talk about faith. Faith is just more than a concept. Faith is more than a statement. Faith is more than a belief. It is this conviction, it is this confidence, hope, and trust in something that you have never seen, something unforeseen. So today we're talking about faith, and there's always something that triggers you to have this belief, this assurance and hope in something probably high, supreme, probably God, or just something that you're looking up to, you're looking forward to achieving, you're looking forward to having. So we're going to talk about faith today, and I'm going to share with you my faith-based story. I'm going to make it short just so it doesn't bore you. And I would love you also to tell me your faith-based stories. What is that thing? What was that situation? What was that incident that had you build your faith in God? That had you look up to God and surrender and just trust Him and just believe that He's going to put everything together and everything will definitely work out. So in this moment, I'm going to draw you back in time, like my life and all that. So I remember I was this young girl. It's really hard in Africa because back then you have to be slightly old for you to be accepted in these government institutions and what's not. So then I go to school. I'm just probably in my first grade. And then I keep going to school and I don't get any sense out of it. The teachers get to teach, but then my intellectual levels were literally low for me to perceive whatsoever that they were trying to convey. It was really hard for me to just comprehend simple things. While other children, were doing better, performing well in the studies and everything, I found it challenging and it was so demoralizing because it was so hard. So, and it's funny how life is good like that. I had this friend of mine. He was actually the smartest kid in class, and each time that the teacher get to give us an assignment to do, and he would do all the work for me and I would get all the credit. And so it kept on going and going and going and going. And each time we get to have those assessments towards the end of the year and everything at the end of the term, I would scoop, with good grades. And it was hard for the teachers to notice whether that was me doing the work or it was somebody else. So they didn't notice, and this went on for quite a long time. And I was just there on the high rank, getting all the praises, getting all the credit for things that I didn't even do, until one time when, the truth always comes out. They say, whatever is hidden always comes to light. So there was a point now when these teachers got to learn that I wasn't the one behind every good progress I was making, and then they get to put me and set me up for a test to examine my level of knowledge and intelligence, only to realize that I wasn't even average of what they thought I'd be. Trust me, this was so abashing, and my friend bared the consequences because he didn't go scot-free. They had to take him to book and he had to pay for whatever he did. And then that's how bad it was. Yeah, that's how bad it was for him. So it was after this situation where he was punished and I was also punished, scolded and what's not. I went home and I was just in my second grade then. I'm like, no way. How do people understand all these things? The math, the English, the science, the what's not. I'm trying to crack my brains. I'm trying to understand every little thing about this whole thing and how it works. And then I just remember I go to church with my grandma and we get to learn about this Solomon story where this man gets to ask for wisdom and God gets to grant him that. So I was like, wow, let me try this. I thank God that at that time, despite me being young, He really was there for me, and He opened the door for me to realize and acknowledge a higher supreme that I should turn to. And so I went to Him and prayed hard, asked him to guide me and just grant me wisdom and intelligence. I kept praying, saying these words incessantly, saying, God says in Matthew that ask and you shall be given, knock and the door shall open, seek and you shall find. This is a God that says in Jeremiah 33 verse 3 to say, call unto me and I'll answer and I'll tell you great and hidden things that you do not know about. Trust me, he's a God that says something and means it. Don't play with God. Don't play with God. So I kept on praying, believing in his word. That is in Mark 10 verse 27. Believing in his word, how firm it was. He says, for with man it is impossible, but not with God. For with God all things are possible. Trust me, people. Trust me. By the time I was in my 4th grade, I didn't even understand the transition that occurred in me, like how I just started perceiving things from a different perspective and angle, and everything was just flowing effortlessly. Everything was just easy for me to understand and grasp, and it was easy for me to perform well in classes and my studies. So this was a great moment and achievement for me without even noticing it, without even realizing it. God answered my prayers. This is what we call faith. I believe there is somebody greater above. I believe there is God. And he changed my story. He changed my life. I started getting greater grades, and this was out of me and my effort and my everything. This wasn't somebody else doing it for me. It really helped me a lot because I improved in so many areas of my life, and that was confidence. I just believed I could do anything, even when I know I can't do anything. That moment when you walk into a lesson and this lecturer, you ain't got no idea what that topic is about, but there's just something inside of you that just gets to tell you what the answer is. You don't understand, you've never come across this information, but you feel like the information lies. It lies within you, it's there. You feel familiar with this thing, and that's how it felt like. You see, faith is just this hope. It's more than this conviction. God says in his word to say, move by faith, live life by faith. It's hard to just see life. Everything is hard when you look at it from your physical eyes and the struggles we maneuver through life. But when you get to look and flow in life with this belief of faith and being covered in faith, it even gets more easier. It's actually more facilitated that we get to achieve and be the people that we want to become. So that's about faith. And don't be scared to share your faith-based stories. This is my story. I just wanted to let you know, people, how God did it for me when I felt like I wouldn't be that smart kid, when I felt like it was really hard and I didn't understand anything, but God did everything for me, and he made things simple and easy, and he helped me through it, and things have never been the same, because he's a just God. He's a God that gives and doesn't take back. He's a God that says, ask and you shall be given, and he gave me that. And trust me, God says in his word, Revelation 12:11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So do not love your life. Let's overcome the enemy, by our testimonies, by what God did. Let's appreciate the Almighty for the great things he's doing in our lives. Let's find time to give gratitude to the Messiah, because he is deserving of this. So, as we are in this all to you God generation, this is all I wanted to let you know. This is what I wanted to tell you. So may God bless you. May God keep you thriving, flourishing, and blessed in all areas of your life. May he grant you blessings, prosperity, in abundance, in everything that you want. Stay blessed.